On Monday, there was a weird story that broke. It involved a sous chef that worked for the Obamas just turning up dead on their property. Their very luxurious property, which I don't really know who their accountant is. Must have a very, very, very good investment professional because he had, somebody who was president for 8 years. Prior to that, had very minimal public service. He was making, $360 up to $400,000 a year. But for some reason, they end up having 8-digit property in the most expensive county in the entire country that is right there on the Delaware River. No, it just doesn't really add up like that, but he's black. Don't ask any further questions, especially not about his lineage. But there will be some questions regarding this suspicious death that happened on the property because, all right, the story broke. It's like, oh, okay, cool. There's a multitude of things that could happen. Obviously, condolences to the family. And all accounts, seems like this guy's an incredible guy. Maybe he's a hell of a chef as well. But the more details that roll into this story, the weirder and weirder it gets. So here's the groundwork. Obama's personal chef drowns while paddleboarding near former president's Martha's Vineyard estate. Why is that so difficult to say? But anyways, no, I was just trying to rush ahead to my joke where it's like, okay, somebody drowned on the property. Oh, he's black. Ta-da. Do we even need to finish that joke? Like, come on, man. And yeah, there was some suspicion around there because, there was an old Instagram post that Tafari Campbell, the unfortunate victim in this scenario, which I don't know if it's a victim or not at this point in time. It's just all really weird coincidences. But he had a post, or somebody made a post on his behalf that somehow alluded to him not knowing how to swim. But then this was, I think, back in 2017. But then he ended up being a fairly decent to above average swimmer by about 2019. So, okay, cool. So we still have that 4-year gap. And if he's going to be working somewhere close to a large body of water, you would imagine if he wants to partake in any activities, he would more or less just become fluent in swimming. So yeah, okay. Still doesn't make those jokes not funny, but anyways. The man who drowned while paddleboarding on a pond outside the Obama's Martha's Vineyard estate has been identified as the former First Family's personal chef. Authorities confirmed Monday afternoon that the body of 45-year-old Tafari Campbell was found in 8 feet of water. 8 feet? You're paddleboarding in 8 feet of water. Sorry, what? About 100 feet from the banks of the Obama's property in Edgertown Great Pond. Campbell previously served as the sous chef in the White House kitchen when Barack Obama was in office and was hired to be the personal staff when his term ended. Like I said, we can get into the financials of the Bidens Freudian slip, of the Obamas at a later date, but they have personal chefs at a luxurious property. I wonder if he was working during Barack's 60th birthday party, back when nobody else was supposed to congregate. But anyways, emergency responders were dispatched to the 30-acre estate. Jesus. Turkeyland Cove Road on Sunday evening after reports of a possible drowning nearby. Rescue efforts involving divers, Coast Guard helicopters, and rescues from multiple agencies were launched from the property overnight. Yeah, but he was in a pool, just in a little pond, though, 8 feet of water. And he's paddleboarding in the middle of the night. Like I said, it's very suspicious. Yeah, and there's the Obama's property. Public servant, right? Unbelievable. Campbell's body was finally discovered at around 10 a.m. in the morning using sonar scanners deployed from the boat. The Obamas were not home at the time of the incident, police confirmed. I've heard sketchy reports of that as well. Tafari was beloved, part of our family, the Obamas said in a statement on Monday. When we first met him, he was talented the sous chef at the White House. He made really good fried chicken and collard greens. He made sure that Michelle hit all of her macros. Yeah, strong woman, creative and passionate about food and its ability to bring people together in the years that followed. We got to know him as a warm, fun, extraordinarily kind person for all who made all of our lives a little bit brighter. Another person who had been paddleboarding on the pond when Campbell drowned said that they saw him struggling in the water, then submerging without resurfacing. Wait a minute, what? There was somebody else out there as well, and it took them until 10 o'clock in the morning to recover a body? Wait a minute. Okay, see, this is where everything gets a little bit fucking weird, right? He was wearing all black at the time and didn't have a life jacket on. And he had Okay, like I said, very strange. His board and hat. Oh, the good, they found his hat, just like they found Mohammed Atta's passport, were discovered shortly after the search crew arrived. It took them until the morning, but they found his hat and his board. What? During his time in the White House, Campbell was known for brewing beer using honey from bees that First Lady Big Mike tended on the South Lawn, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. And yeah, we could go down the conspiracy route as much as we want, but obviously condolences to the family, and I'm only making jokes on behalf of the weird situation and the not ununique scenario that's unfolded here, because Tafari Campbell's drowning parallels a tragic death of, oh boy, somebody tied to the Clintons. I wonder if there was a special menu that the Clintons got whenever they came for dinner with the Obamas. I'm just wondering, man, did it involve any kind of special type of cooking preparations? Did they only like certain types? Like if you were cooking Italian for the night, let's just say, okay, and then somebody wanted, like pizza or something. If you had different types of pizza, different ingredients that you could or could not throw on top of the pizza. I'm just wondering, what was out there, or how much he specifically knew about the Clintons. But we're talking about a different sous chef. Wait, what? Okay. The tragic drowning death of former White House sous chef and the Obama's family's personal chef, Tafari Campbell, over the weekend was sadly similar to the premature demise of another White House kitchen veteran. Campbell's death comes just 8 years after Walter Schlieb, who served as the White House executive chef from 94 to 2005. Also, he was working with the enemy afterwards, which if you see the pictures in the aftermath of the Clinton White House, it just kind of makes sense as to why they would be sharing staff with the Bushes, but don't think too hard about it. Was found partially submerged in a ravine in the New Mexico mountains on June 21st, 2015. 26-year-old Scheib, Cookfellow, person of Cook, was first reported missing by his girlfriend on June 14th, one day after he failed to return from a hike near Taos Ski Valley. Scheib died from drowning, an autopsy later revealed. So he was in Ski Valley and he drowned. Kind of as conspicuous as somebody going out paddleboarding in complete black in the middle of the night, and he was traveling with somebody else. Okay. Culinary Institute of America graduate, was appointed a White House executive chef in 1994, when then First Lady, oh my God, Hillary Clinton, was wowed by his pecan-crusted rack of lamb at the West Virginia resort, according to ABC. Started to ask him, oh, good, you know how to do pastries, okay? You know how to do desserts and all that stuff. I'm just wondering how good you are with the main course, okay? What are your personal butchering skills? And then they just, decided to exchange tips of the trade, and they really got on very well that night. Scheib eventually became known as refocusing the executive mansion's menu on American cuisine and seasonal ingredients. Yeah, okay, wonderful, fantastic. But if you ever find yourself in a picture like this, okay, just make sure that your will is properly taken care of, because who knows, even a decade after you're employed by them, they don't forget. They got a long list. After his death in 2015, the Clintons praised Scheib as delicious and creative meals, as well as how he used his immense talents to not only represent the very best of American cuisine. Should I be doing this in Hillary Clinton voice? The very best of American cuisine to visiting leaders, but to make a difference in people's lives. What does it even matter if he's using seasonal ingredients? Through nonprofit work. Oh, okay, good. Well, yeah, of course. Well, the Clinton Foundation is a nonprofit organization. Former First Lady Laura Bush just said his cooking was the bomb. Like Scheib, Campbell, 45, a former White House sous chef, was believed to have drowned. Weird. An unnamed witness saw him struggling in the water before submerging a final time while paddleboarding on Sunday evening. Who's that guy? Yeah, we don't need to know those specifics or anything. A married father of two was later reported to have been wearing all black and did not have a life jacket. His body was found 10 a.m. in the morning, as opposed to 10 a.m. at night. Anyways, after an extensive search by sniffer dogs and aerial investigators, but they immediately found his hat and board, okay? Campbell was a sous chef at the White House for the Bush and Obama's tenure. Former First Lady then poached him, the first family, personal chef when he left the White House in 2017. Good fucking riddance. Tafari was a beloved member of our family. We already went through all of that shit. But yeah, man, I'm also hearing some reports that there were some signs of some blunt force trauma. So I just want to know. I just want to know what exactly this guy knows, and are we establishing some sort of pattern where we can just go ahead? Because, you know, hey, the Clintons are getting up there in age, but their legacy will continue to live on through the Obamas. So are we going to have to start cataloging a list, a certain type of list associated to a certain former first family? I don't know. I don't really know. Sure is suspicious now, isn't it? But just imagine if there was a chef, a former employee that died on one of the Trump properties that are out there, how this would be front page news, and they would be calling for another impeachment of Trump or a full-on investigation as to this suspicious death. But this happened on Monday, and you're very likely, unless you're searching out for the news, to not hear anything about this going forward. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.